we come together today to look at the future of this city and acknowledge that each of us has a part to play in the prosperity that will return to this all-America city. I've titled this State of the City message, Getting to the A List. We all know all about the lists that seem to plague our city. But the most important list in my mind is not one that ranks us on unemployment, foreclosures, or literacy. My A list is the attitude list. For without the right attitude, we will always struggle. Now, this past year has been full of challenges for all of us, both in the public and private sectors. The city of Stockton was able to plug a $32 million budget deficit last year, at least last June, through early retirements, voluntary separations, and employee concessions. In the process, we lost over 300 employees, from park workers to police officers. This year and the next few years will be equally challenging, but we will come through this. We'll come through this very difficult economic time stronger and more efficient in providing basic city services. Now, despite our economic downturn, there have been some very positive events in our city that we must recognize as being harbingers of what's to come. Our downtown marina and Joan Dara Promenade were open to the public in September after 12 years of planning. Stockton has also received almost $16 million in federal stimulus dollars that are helping pave streets, provide emergency housing, fund gang outreach workers, and save police officer positions. We're hopeful of future cash infusions from the federal government to plug those holes in our city services. Because the last time I checked, the federal government is the only agency that can print its own money. Stockton has also led the nation in implementing a model neighborhood stabilization plan, which had invested over $12 million in buying and renovating foreclosed homes for qualified buyers. And it is our partnership with the Chamber of Commerce and the County of San Joaquin that resulted in tough negotiations with the California Department of Corrections to try to mitigate any negative effects of the new prison medical facilities soon to be located in our area. Now, it will be our attitude that determines how the community will benefit from these new medical facilities that will be built over the next few years and provide thousands of badly needed jobs in our area. We must work together to expand the medical training facilities and programs that will prepare our citizens to be first in line when those high-paying jobs come to our community. Our Vistas program has brought volunteers to City Hall and inspired the adoption of 8 neighborhood parks by community groups. Our local churches have heard the call for volunteers and organized Saturdays of community service where thousands of volunteers have cleaned up blighted areas. Community members have heard the call to become involved in solving problems, and we have some amazing examples of civic leadership. A dedicated group of Silver Lake campers stepped forward and took over the operation of Stockton's historic High Sierra Camp when it was on the budget chopping block last year. These Stocktonians were just the shot in the arm Silver Lake Camp needed and are a shining example of the heart and soul of our city and why we will overcome whatever the economy or Forbes magazine throws at us. It is truly up to each and every one of us to do our part to promote what we love about our city. Just as a parent defends his child, so too should we stand up and be counted when our city is under assault. Join your friends and neighbors in making a difference in your block, your neighborhood, your city.